Hey there, everybody. Server Supreme here today, serving you up some fresh content. I'm actually here with Dagoth Ur today. We're checking out. He wanted to tell me about Open Morrowind. He was speaking to me about it, and he really wanted to tell me some stuff about that. So I'm here with him. I'm gonna let him take over. And so, Dagoth Ur, tell me more about this Open Morrowind.
You might ask yourself, how is openMW different from the original Morrowind engine? Well, Nerevar. It allows you to play on Mac, Linux, and Windows. It also gives improved physics and AI as well as distant terrain.
Wow, that sounds fantastic, Lord Dagoth. Can you tell me a little bit more about it?
You can also organize your saves by character, making it easier to load your games. You will also acquire quality of life user interface improvements, such as being able to search for spells and items with a search bar.
Oh, really? Let me check this out really quick. Search bars? Let's see. Oh yeah, look at that. We do have a search bar here. So let's just say I had a really full inventory and I needed to find this iron spark sword. Let's try this out. Oh yeah, look at that. It'll narrow down the items so I can find what I need. So if I've got an inventory full of potions or things of that nature, man, that's awesome. And it works for spells too. Oh yeah, look at that. Let's see, let's see, I got a fire spell. Wow, look at that. Makes life easy to find the spell that I need. We'll try heal. Wow, that's great. Just what I need when I need it. Perfect. What else can it do, Lord Dagoth?
The world map will also automatically adjust to fit new land masses from mods such as Tamriel Rebuild. And for NWAs who like to mod my beautiful Morrowind, it has support for up to 2.1 billion loaded mods and plugins, up from 255 in the original Morrowind engine.
Man, that's a lot of mods. Call me an NWA then.
And since it was made from scratch, virtually no engine bugs from the original Morrowind, and much, much more. openMW has more power than the heart of Lorkhan. I shall use it to power Akulakan. Now, where is the wraithguard you promised me?
Yeah, I'll be right back with that. Okay, so we are back here. I just uninstalled the Open Morrowind. I still have Morrowind installed. So again, if you're going to do this, you do need to already have a copy of the game. You can get it from Steam. You can get it from GOG.com. This will work with whatever version that you have. It's super easy setup. You're going to come here to openmorrowind.org. That'll open up this page. I'll link it in the description below so you guys can just go down and click on it really quick. You're going to go to downloads, and then here it'll say Windows, Mac, OS, and Linux. I'm just going to do it from the site file repository. Super easy. You select what version you want. If you want it for, Mac, Windows, they got a couple different things here. They even got like one for Android. You can have Morrowind on your phone if you really want to, but that is not something we're getting into today. So we're going to click Windows. And then the most recent version is this one here, 0.47.0 for 64. If you're running on a 32-bit system, you'd have to go back to version 0.46.0. That is going to be the last 32-bit version they're going to support. So definitely, I run a 64-bit version, so we're going to click this one here. Open up a download window. I'm going to save it right to my downloads folder. Only takes a minute. Super small download, only 60 megabytes. We're done with that here, so I'm just going to go here, show in the folder. We got our installer right here. Double click that. It's going to run it as an administrator. We sure do. And then this is just their setup right here. Next. I agree. Choose where you want to do it. I'm actually going to put it on my D drive. I don't really like putting things on my C drive. I like keeping that pretty empty. Do that. Install. Just going to do its thing. Should only take a moment. It's pretty quick. It's going to ask you if you want to run it. Yep, I definitely want to run it. All right, and then you're going to get this window here. Actually, what it probably already has. Yeah, it's already got. It already knows where my directory is. So actually, we're going to close this. We're going to go right to where we installed it. So I happen to install it on the D drive. So we're going to go to this PC, D, program files. I got my openMW folder here. And it might ask you to do this right away. This is what popped up for me the first time I installed it. But it'll come here and you open up the openMW wizard if it didn't ask you to do that when you installed it. So this will help you do it. All you do is hit next. Existing installation, hit next. It'll detect it automatically. You select that. You just hit next. English, next. Import settings from the INI file and import add-on plugins. Hit next. It says it's complete. Hit finish. Now you can go and just open that up. I typically like to do, I do the launcher. I right-click it. I create a shortcut. And then I just drop that right on my desktop. So then I don't even have to open these folders anymore. So boom, you can name it whatever you want to. I might just come in here and just put open, caps lock is on, openMW, like that. And then this brings you to this window. Now you could just hit play right away. It would open the game. But what I recommend is, you can go here to your data files if you have mods and stuff like that. That'll come up. I have Tribunal and Blood Moon. That's all I have on here right now. But you can go to your graphics setting, whether you want it to run in full screen. I like running it in window with a border because I do recordings and stuff. That makes it easier for me to switch back and forth without minimizing stuff. You can come here, select your default resolution. I do 3440 by 1440. Frame rate limit, my monitor only goes up to 100 frames per second. It's a 100 hertz monitor, so I set it to that. You can set your anti-aliasing, whether you want 8, 16, I'll crank it up to 16. Lighting, I leave that alone. I leave all the shadows on. You can sit here and change stuff if you want to. I'm pretty sure this is lower when you first put it on. I'm pretty sure this is just saving the settings from last time I had this on here. So I turn up the shadow map resolution. That'll make your shadows look a little better. I'm pretty sure everything else is the same. These might not have been checked. I enabled all the shadows. So again, depending on your hardware, what kind of system you're running, you may not want to do that. And then again, this is all optional settings. These are all game fixes and stuff like that, game mechanics. And if you hover over a lot of these things, it'll tell you exactly what they do. Yeah, see here, it pops up right where the square is. Toggle sneak. The setting causes the behavior of the sneak key bound to control by default to toggle sneaking on and off rather than requiring the key to be held down while sneaking. Players that spend significant time sneaking may find the character easier to control with this option enabled. So they've got all kinds of little fixes in here, and it's as simple as just clicking a check mark to enable it. If you want uncapped damage fatigue, hover over here. You're not sure what that is. Okay, makes the damage fatigue magic effect uncapped like drain fatigue effect. This means that unlike Morrowind, you will be able to knock down actors using this effect. Basically meaning that the damage fatigue spell can lower their fatigue to 0 and make them get knocked out, as opposed to before that didn't work. And they've got all different kinds of settings on here depending on what you like. If you want, you can look really quickly. Can I make this bigger? I can, but it's not going to make the text bigger. Some of these were selected by default. Whatever is on by default, I do not change. I do not mess with. I do know I enabled a couple different things like swim upward correction, can loot during death animation. So it's just the player allowed to loot actors during death animation if they are not in combat. In this case, we have to increment death counter and run disposed actor script instantaneously. Got you. So it makes it a little bit easier to basically, like if you summon a Dremora that might have a good weapon on it, it makes it easier to loot them before they disappear. So again, there's a lot of different settings. You can tweak this as you see fit. I know earlier in the video I said about the GUI, the scaling factor, like I had it on 2. Let's say I bring it up to 3 and I'll load the game and show you what that looks like. What I meant by it'll increase the size of that. But yeah, you can come in here, all these settings, view over the shoulder. That's how I had it set before. I'll turn that back off so it'll go back to the default. Preview of standstill, you know, stuff like that. That's me being able to move the camera around my character when I'm not moving, and all different kinds of stuff. So again, you might want to come through here, highlight if something sounds interesting to you, give it a try. None of these are game breaking, and it basically gives you, you know, you hover over these squares and typically it'll tell you what everything does. You just come here and just read about it. So if you don't want to mess with any of this stuff, the game is ready to go. You don't have to mess with any settings. You could just come in here as soon as it's ready, boom, hit play, and Morrowind will open right up. All right, so we're back here in Morrowind. I'm going to hit load. I'm not going to go to Dagoth this time. I'm just going to go back into the open world. And we're going to take a quick look around and show off a few more things here. I think I'm going to use one of these scrolls of Icarian Flight and kind of give you guys an idea. Or here, let me actually go into the options really quick and show you. We can go in the video options. You can change your resolution here. Support for all kinds of HD resolutions. Earlier I told you about the GUI scale. That's what makes it the actual text here on these boxes a little bit bigger. Normally, if you're running on an ultra wide screen, you're going to be the text is going to be a little small and hard to read. If you like it that way, you can keep it that way, but otherwise I would say bring that up to 2, maybe 2.5. It's currently at 3 times the size on mine, so again, you might want to tweak that depending on what you like. But yeah, I mean, we can come in here and, well, I'm not next to water, so maybe I will do the view distance. My view distance is only at 5 times the normal. The original game, I want to say the original was at about 1 time, here, 0.99. So that'll pretty much give you an idea of what the base view distance of the game was. Originally, Morrowind, you could probably only see that far in the distance. Some people might like to keep it that way, keep it more of a vanilla feel, but I usually run it at 5, but we can crank that all the way up to 10 times, you know, and I mean, you really can see far. Ooh, sorry, a little lag spike there. But yeah, I mean, we can see Seyda over there. I think, if anything, we can even go, we might even be able to see Vivek if we get close enough. So here, let's have some fun here. We'll go in our inventory. We'll type flight, scroll of Icarian Flight. You get these at the very beginning from Tyrell that falls out of the sky right outside of Seyda. Cast this spell. And we are going to go boop, and we're going to make a jump. And hopefully, yeah, we'll definitely land in the water here. But man, you can see Vivek. Ooh, little lag again. Vivek, you can see, I mean, throughout the whole map. Oh man. It'll be Slaughterfish City here in a minute. So what we're going to do is I made a mage on purpose. So we have all kinds of wonderful spells to work with. We'll do some water walking. Cast this spell. Sorry, it's been a little while since I've played this. I mean, and you really can see. And then, you know, you got the reflections on the water and everything like that. If you go underwater, you can actually see a reflection of yourself. And like here, I'll even go, since we're on the water now, we'll go back to, we'll turn the water shader off. I mean, that's vanilla Morrowind water for you. Yeah, I don't even think we're supposed to be out this far really, but that's okay. But I mean, forget it. I mean, it's beautiful. You like Dagoth Ur said, you get tons of features in this. It's a super easy install. I don't see why you wouldn't want to use it. You get rid of all the bugs and things like that, you know, and then you can tweak the settings depending on your hardware. You know, if you don't have a super powerful computer, you might want to tone some things down. You might want to have your view distance a little lower. I mean, my computer can handle it, but I just prefer having the view distance at about 5 times the normal, where I can see some distance, but, you know, there's a little bit of fog out there, and, you know, that's just me. But here, I'll cast another one of these spells. We'll do another jump or 2 and probably crash into something and die, just for your entertainment. So we can hit back. We'll get our regular spell list. My spell list isn't that large right now, so it's easy for me to scroll down. But in the late game, if you're a wizard and you have tons of spells, that'll definitely come in handy. So here we go. We're going to do a little flying. Maybe I'll be lucky and water walking will wear off. before I hit the ground. Oh no, so let me actually, we'll cast this one more time. Boom, look at that, I didn't die. And we'll do one more big jump here. Look at the map, I don't even know what city that is. But yeah, I don't think we're gonna make it this time. I'm out of spells, so bam. Hit the ground really hard. So no, we're not gonna reload it. But yeah, guys, thank you for watching. I hope the tutorial helped you out. If you guys can, if you're good at coding and stuff like that, if you're interested, the Open Morrowind team is always looking for more people to join and help out in any way that they can. They've been working on this thing for years and years. It's a really easy way to get a solid Morrowind experience, lots of features, super simple to set up, and you don't have to sit there and mess with mods if that's not really your thing. It's a quick installer. I mean, you saw, I mean, really the install process maybe took, what, 5-10 minutes at the most, including download time. So, but yeah, thanks again for checking this out. I'm pretty sure Dagoth Ur has a couple more things that he wants to say before I go. But thank you for watching. Have a great day, and please like and subscribe. All right, and let's see what Dagoth Ur has to say before we go.
Thanks for watching. Have some of my blight disease before you go. Let everyone know the 6th house, and that Lord Dagoth Ur supports the Server Supreme as a loyal follower. And if you haven't yet, like this video and subscribe.